Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Flux Dev Meeting, February 23rd, 2023. We're just filling out the meeting notes right now, and we should get started shortly. Is there anyone who'd like to volunteer to go first?
Yeah, I can first say a couple of things about the experimental drift detection in the Helm controller I've been working on. The plan is to have this landed in the next minor release, and it will work basically the same as the customized controller's drift detection. It will take the manifest from the Helm storage and then put it through a server-side apply dry run. This will tell either if a resource has been created according to the dry run, which means that it has been deleted compared to the manifest, if it has changed, and based on that, it will then trigger an upgrade. In addition, it will be possible to exclude objects from the drift detection by annotating or labeling them, which means that if, for example, during the experimental phase, I don't know, we have overlooked some weird behavior Helm introduces, which isn't the case for the customized controller, or you have other resource types which basically are expected to, at some stage, differ from what's stated in the manifest. You can exclude them by adding a customized post-rendering option. I am still working on writing out the documentation that, but the further tests, etc. sorry, have been written. I expect it to be merged quite soon, probably either tomorrow or somewhere early next week. In addition to that, I will be focusing more on some of the other issues that have been a problem to Helm users. For example, to allow forcing through reconciliation even if there are no attempts left, and some other things. After that, I will further focus on the rewrite, but I want to kind of help users first with dealing with the current issues before focusing on the full aspects of the controller. I think that summarizes it.
That's terrific. I know I read a report from someone recently that they're using metal LB operator, and it has a CA bundle that it tries to keep up to date. So it sounds like there's some accommodation in this that will make that smooth. That's great. That was what I was most worried about. Okay, is there anyone who'd like to speak next? We have a short agenda this time. We have just done a release last week, I believe, so might be a short meeting today. There's actually nothing else left on the agenda, so I think that might be it for today. Stefan, we can't hear you if you're speaking.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I was saying that the news for today is that we did a patch release of Flux on some clusters with lots of Helm repositories and Helm charts. The Flux 0.40 version has some memory issues. It uses more memory than before, and they figured it out, and we reverted some changes. And yeah, so we encourage people to, if they haven't upgraded to 0.40, if they want to do it, they should jump directly to the latest patch version. And this is, you always have to use the latest patch version no matter what. So, but yeah, we are in a tight spot because every time we change something, for example, in source controller, like we did right now, it's quite challenging to tell what the impact will be on clusters across the world and users. So I wrote a script last evening to create Helm repositories and Helm charts from Artifact Hub. So for example, we can create a test cluster, run the Q tool that I wrote that generates basically registers the top, let's say top 100 top 100 popular charts from Artifact Hub on the cluster. Right, so all of the sudden you get 100 Helm repositories, and also you tell source controller to create the latest chart from those repositories. But as discovered today during the debugging session with Hide, it really depends on the type of hardware that you're using. So for example, on my hardware, which is Apple Silicon M1 Ultra, it pulls all the charts in a couple of seconds, and it uses around 60 megabytes of memory. While on an Intel server on AWS, it takes many minutes and it uses 3 gigabytes of memory.
Yeah, and the same on my machine. I have a i7, I think, from about 2 years ago, and it also takes a couple of minutes to go through the whole process. Which
Yeah,
can be
but-
explained because the garbage collector from Go is just much faster in your machine.
Right, and also the memory usage gets better with the faster the CPU is, the memory usage is better because the garbage collector is faster and cleans up the mess, so you don't get to 3 gigabytes or whatever we've seen for users. So we really need to think about having some long-running machine for this kind of tests, where we use not a very performant CPU, and we have to leave that test running for a couple of days maybe, or run it forever on the latest Flux release or something like that, where we could also deploy release candidates to actually see in time how Flux behaves there. Because it's clear that on our dev machines or whatever we have is, I don't know, the dev machine goes to sleep during the night. So if it's a memory leak like we had, I don't know, 2 years ago, where it only happened after 2 or 3 days of running the stuff, we are not able to capture such a thing. So yeah, we have to apply for some credits again, maybe try again, reach out to Google Cloud or AWS, get some EC2.
I know Daniel is still chasing this, and the last update from a couple of days ago is that no one has access to the keys, and they're chasing Google support to get access to the keys. So in a year time, we have still moved, well, nowhere.
Yeah.
I'll just throw it out there that I've been inviting Weaveworks developers into my home virtually through my home lab cluster, which has about 10 V clusters that all run Flux and is AMD 64. It is definitely low spec machines if that's what you're looking for, and it runs full time. So I would extend the same invitation to the Flux community if that would be of service. And it's through Weave GitOps Enterprise is the access that you get provisioned. So
Yeah, no, we need something where we can deploy Flux itself, and release candidates needs to be something that you can SSH to it and have root and being able to create kind clusters with different versions and have some monitoring and alerting when they run out of memory or something like that. So it's
Yeah, preferably you would have some Prometheus kind of graph where you can see versions next to each other while they're doing the same things. And we need to find someone who has time to actually put it all together and manage it.
Well, there is Prometheus installed on there, and all of the other bells and whistles. I have about 220 pods I'm pushing on these 4 machines. And a lot of them could be sacrificed at a moment's notice if we need to make room for another dev environment. So it would be much better if we had some cloud resources to throw at this. I agree.
Yeah, let's chase again. Also, let's start, I know Daniel is not here, but we should also start a discussion with CNCF around getting AWS credits. If Google has lost the keys and it takes another 2 years to get there, maybe AWS is faster, but not much hope, but sort of a try.
I know Joey was telling me, who works on Snowball, that they had to pay internally for their Snowball resources. So that might be pretty bleak, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah. Hey, Rob.
Howdy. Sorry, I was staying muted. My kids are making a ton of noise in the background.
Hey, no worries.
And
You want
one of them
to-
just heard me say that and started screaming. Sorry.
No worries. You want to ask a question, say something about you, how are you using Flux and so on?
Oh, sure. So I've been joining these meetings for maybe about a month now. I am a engineer at Defense Unicorns. We use Flux in a product called Big Bang. So that is the primary driver why I'm here. But I also enjoy using Flux in a home lab context. Been banging my head on an issue around getting Vault and Cert Manager to play nicely together. So Flux has been awesome, just being able to quickly, remove, deploy, retest. It's a fabulous tool.
Great. At home, you use ARM. It's an ARM cluster or it's an Intel? How you?
I have one of each, but I'm focusing right now mostly on the Intel cluster. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Does Vault have ARM images?
That I don't know, but my intention from the beginning when I set out on this little, exploratory home project was to deploy it on Intel.
Okay, cool. Let us know if bad things are happening with Flux on Intel, because
Will do. No complaints thus far.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. Any other things? I don't know, Vanessa, Santochi.
Yeah, just a couple of events that are coming up that I've listed in the agenda. On the 2nd, we have GitOps testing Kubernetes with Flux and TestCube, which should be really interesting. And then our very own Kingdon and Yosis have a live stream automating Kubernetes and deployments. And they're giving a similar talk to the VS Code group on the 23rd. And I know I haven't listed yours yet, Stefan, because I know yours is mainly Kubernetes, but you'll be giving a talk with Brendan Burns on the 16th, I think. Yes.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
It will be interesting, but yeah. So there's some great events going on. And if anybody in the team would like to give a talk or just do some use cases or something, that would be great as well. Yep, so there's me.
Vanessa,
Thanks.
did we have anything else on the agenda for today?
Nope.
Okay,
We can close early.
all right.
Get back to testing. Have a nice day, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.